An average riding horse weighs roughly 500 kilograms. Because of their morphology, nearly all of that mass is carried high above the ground, supported by long, slender limbs. This creates a high, naturally unstable center of gravity. When you place that top-heavy mass inside a confined metal box and propel it down a highway at 60 miles per hour, the physics become incredibly precarious. Every turn, bump, and sudden stop test the animal's ability to remain upright. This chart shows the frequency of transport incidents in New Zealand. Over a 2-year period, 17.7% of surveyed horse movements resulted in injury. These outcomes ranged from minor bruising to catastrophic orthopedic trauma requiring euthanasia. The danger extends to the people involved as well. 10.5% of horse handlers reported transport-related injuries while preparing, loading, or traveling with their animals. Researchers describe these incidents as part of a larger socio-technical network. This is a system where the innate instincts of the horse, the methods used by the handler, and the behaviors of other drivers all intersect, often with dangerous results. The breakdown of this network often begins before the vehicle even moves. Over 22% of owners report chronic transport-related problem behaviors, like scrambling while in motion or refusing to load. These behaviors are frequently linked to the use of coercive loading aids. When handlers use negative reinforcement or tools like whips, they trigger the horse's innate flight response. For a prey animal, being forced into a dark, enclosed space isn't just stressful, it's a perceived threat to their survival. Equipment design often compounds the psychological stress. Many owners rely on the 2-horse straight-load trailer seen here. These vehicles are narrow, enclosed, and offer a very restricted field of vision. In a straight-load configuration, it is physically difficult for a horse to brace their 500-kilogram mass against the shifting momentum of the trailer. When the horse feels their footing slip, the visual restriction of the trailer can turn a simple loss of balance into a full-scale panic. That panic poses a direct risk to the handler. This diagram shows where those injuries occur. 46% affect the hands and fingers, and 25% occur at the feet, often caused by a horse scrambling or lashing out to regain its balance. By placing a reactive prey animal into an inherently unstable, visually restricted environment, we create a situation where the risk of physical trauma is built into the transport process itself. Once that trailer leaves the driveway, it encounters the most unpredictable actor in the network, the everyday driver. Safety on shared roads is compromised by a mutual misunderstanding. Motorists often assume that if a horse is in traffic, it must be completely desensitized or bomb-proof. They don't realize that even a highly trained animal is constantly assessing its surroundings for threats. Sudden noises or close passes can trigger a blind flight response. When a horse is spooked by a speeding vehicle, they may bolt forward or veer directly into the path of traffic, regardless of the rider's commands or the handler's efforts. These encounters are dictated by the vehicle's speed and proximity, the visibility of the road, and the conspicuity of the horse and rider. When these variables aren't managed through mutual understanding, a routine pass on a country road can turn deadly. Ultimately, passing a horse at high speed isn't just a traffic violation. It's a failure to acknowledge the horse as a sentient decision-maker, one capable of a catastrophic physical reaction to a perceived threat. Fixing this network requires a systemic overhaul. We have to address the way horses are trained, the way trailers are designed, and the way they are protected by law. For handlers, the most effective tool isn't a whip, it's habituation. By desensitizing horses to the sights and sounds of transport early in life through positive training, we can reduce the stress of the loading process and the likelihood of scrambling in transit. Legally, there is a push to designate horse riders as vulnerable road users. As this graphic illustrates, riders share the same lack of a protective metal shell as pedestrians and cyclists, making them uniquely susceptible to injury in a collision. For drivers, the solution is a change in habit, reducing speed when approaching horses, giving them a wide berth, and avoiding the sudden noises that trigger a flight response. Real safety on the road requires everyone in the network to respect the intersection of physics and equine psychology. When we understand how a 500-kilogram animal perceives the world, we can finally design a system that protects them.
Follow my page for great videos.